right now. Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, thanks a lot, Royce, and thank you for tuning into the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm Rich Walsh. I'll be joined by Colin Dunlap in just a matter of moments over to 93.7 The Fan Cam, and we're taking your phone calls tonight, 412-575-2600 on the Bordas & Bordas hotline. Let's get right to it, Colin. We lost about 5 minutes because the high school football game went overtime, but I want to get into this college football expansion. The ACC had to do this. They had to do it, Colin. Because if they didn't do it, who knows what's going to happen in the ACC in a couple years?
Yeah, maybe they had to, but I think they jumped too late. They could have had other schools. They waited, and now what's left is SMU, Stanford, and Cal. And obviously it's all about football. It's all about basketball, Rich. But let me ask you a question, because I do think that in the matter of 5 to 6 years, it's going to blow up, and there's going to be mega conferences anyway. You were an Olympic sport athlete, so to speak, right? You ran track and field, okay? How is this at all viable for to send a track and field team to Northern California for a dual meet, or to send a baseball team for a weekend to California, or a wrestling team or a swimming and diving team to run by Coastal or do something like that? This is just going to blow up. It's not going to make any feasible sense. And even more so, if you have a double trip for Stanford coming here back-to-back weeks, or Cal coming here to play, say, Pitt and Duke or someone like that, are they going to stay for a week in a hotel? Those are Stanford and Cal, pretty reputable academic institutions. And you mean to tell me that their student athletes are going to be on the road for a whole week? It doesn't make sense, and it's doomed to fail.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't make sense at all. I totally 100% agree with you on some of those things. You know, I was saying this, 5 years ago about West Virginia when they decided to go into the Big 12, and all these Olympic sports had to travel to Texas, all these other places. I mean, it's costing the school money. I mean, the one thing with some of these sports like track, they have invitationals that happen in the middle of the country or wherever that some of these schools will have to fly to. There are dual meets in, baseball teams. It'll affect baseball teams. It'll affect, volleyball teams, right? Women's basketball. Right. Those are the sports that are going to get, the schools are going to get killed with the travel. The travel costs are so much money. I talked to people at West Virginia when they had to do that. They said they spend so much money in travel, traveling the girls' basketball team or the volleyball team across the country all the time, every week.
And it's not just flying in an airplane. It's lodging and it's ground travel, too. It's a gigantic expenditure. It's doomed to fail. They had to do it. I think the ACC should have made a much bigger play for West Virginia when they had an opportunity, a school of the such. But now it's just, this is what they're kind of left with, and they've got no choice but to expand.
All right, we got to take a break, but we're coming back and we're going to continue this discussion in a couple minutes.